So, no disrespect to the OG fans. No disrespect to the Z fans. Even no disrespect to the GT fans. But when it comes to some of the Kai and even the new Super fans, no one has seen original Dragon Ball. So, I don't mean to generalize a group of people, but I am generalizing a group of people, okay? Now, I know that a lot of you are probably going to get offended at this title, and you're probably already hitting dislike on the video, okay? I get it. But I just thought it would be okay to be that person that brings light to the generation of Dragon Ball fans that haven't seen OG Dragon Ball. I'm talking about Kid Goku, okay? And when I say seen it, I don't mean you just saw a couple of clips on YouTube. I don't mean that you saw a couple of pictures of Kid Goku and thought he was cute, so you went back and looked him up a little bit and read the wiki, okay? I'm talking about the people that have watched the original Dragon Ball series from start to finish. No skips, no misses, none of that. I just want to let you all know, though, that I'm not shaming any of you on doing that, okay? I'm just bringing light to the fact that a lot of people really don't know what it was before, like, Raditz pulled up to the earth and he was like, hey, yo, I'm taking your kid and you a hoe type beat, you know what I mean? Because I'll be honest, I was, in fact, one of those people, okay? I started with the very first episode of Dragon Ball Kai that appeared on Nicktoons, okay? That's where I started watching Dragon Ball. And honestly, it's okay to start there, okay? Because the more I look at it, the more I think it's like, wow, like, it really wasn't necessary for me to watch Dragon Ball 1 in order to get into Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Kai or whatever, right? That's not for me to say it's like irrelevant or it's just screw the story or whatever, right? But it's just for me to say that Dragon Ball Z is one of those series where you can just hop in and you can learn it along the way, right? Like, I wouldn't suggest skipping the Saiyan arc or anything like that, or the Raditz arc, right? Because honestly, from the Raditz arc up, that's where it really gets into the meat of the series, and if you skip that, you're gonna be missing a lot, okay? But Dragon Ball, like, 1, okay, the OG Dragon Ball feels more like a prequel that's not essentially necessary to understand, if you know what I mean, right? Instead of it supposed to be feeling like the first part of Dragon Ball that you have to watch in order to get into Dragon Ball Z, it just feels like an extra prequel that you can get into if you want to learn more about the origins of Goku and Piccolo and Tine and all these other people. But if you don't, you're gonna honestly see them when it comes to like the Raditz arc up. And to be honest, they kind of become pretty irrelevant starting from the Saiyan arc and just continuing down later and later in Dragon Ball. Like, they don't become completely irrelevant, but it's to the point where, like, you only would care about them so much if you watched the original Dragon Ball. I was one of those people. I really didn't care about none of these characters when they got bodied until I watched Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? Until I went back and did my research on, like, who was this guy, who was that, and who was that, right? And it's honestly a really interesting time to learn about who all these guys were, how they made Goku and all that. But honestly, for Dragon Ball Z, you really just gotta know, oh, they're cool with Goku and they all fought at one point or another. And that's all you gotta know about them. Other than that, you can really just start with Dragon Ball Z and keep pushing from there. One way I would honestly compare it is, do you guys know about like the prequels of Star Wars or whatever, right? Like how the first original 3 movies came out, 4, 5, and 6, and then it was 1, 2, and 3 that came out later. It's sort of like that. That's how it feels to watch Dragon Ball. It feels like one of those things where I can watch 4, 5, and 6 without having to go back to 1, 2, and 3 to go and get a full context of the story, because everything gets explained later on anyway. Like, you didn't even learn that Goku was an alien until Dragon Ball Z, okay? Until then, you just thought he was a kid with a monkey tail and you just let it fly, okay? Like, Piccolo wasn't even the most interesting character until way, way later down. That's a prime example of what I mean. Like, you don't get into the meat, the real juices of the story, like getting more in depth with like Yamcha. Like, the only person you'll probably get super hella in depth with, like, character wise, is Krillin, okay? Like, when it comes to Yamcha, Tien, or Piccolo, like those 3 especially, like, you don't see their good side truly until Dragon Ball Z, okay? Like, when you go into Dragon Ball, you just see that they were kind of like douchebags that wanted to fight Goku. And I guess if you really wanted to care about these characters more, you could say seeing them die when they become good guys in Dragon Ball Z is a character arc or whatever for them, but it's honestly not the most necessary thing to the story. Okay, let me stop talking before I get more hate. And honestly, my point in this video was to just like bring light to the fact that some fans haven't seen the original Dragon Ball, and honestly, you OG Dragon Ball fans, don't punish them over it, okay? Because I was one of those people for a long time, and if you like me, you're gonna like them as well, okay? And for you Dragon Ball fans that haven't seen OG Dragon Ball, I suggest you go back and either do your research on it, just make sure you know what happens, look up some of the character moments, just know all the relationships between the characters, because honestly, it makes you feel a lot more for these characters, bro. It's a really good background going into Dragon Ball Z, okay? And it's more of a little bit of an adventure series, so it's a lot of fighting and martial arts, but it's not hella abundant as it was in Dragon Ball Z, okay? Like how they just, like this is like a regular life thing to them now, okay? It's more of an adventure series collecting the Dragon Balls, that and so on, okay? But it takes a lot longer because they don't have a Dragon Ball radar. And that's an interesting part of the series. So it's, if you go into Dragon Ball, expect a whole different tone going into the series, okay? But honestly, I think you guys should watch it. It's a really good series overall. And Kid Goku is best Goku, okay? But my name is Time Pizza, and go watch original Dragon Ball. We move.